it's funny thinking back to why I started tuition giveaways in the first place. Part of me thinks like it was kind of a joke why I started, although I don't want to say that because that's completely discrediting myself. But like I remember 5 years ago now when big YouTubers were doing MacBook giveaways.
Yeah.
And that was like the thing. Oh, subscribe to my channel and you could win a MacBook. All of a sudden, this channel grows like 1 million subscribers from that. And I remember just thinking like, you know, what if I turn that on its head and do a tuition giveaway? Let's do that. That's fun. Now, I knew I couldn't like pay American tuition for a number of like tax and just complicated reasons. So it was always only limited to just Canadian students or people within Canada, going to school in Canada, rather. So that's why I started it. And I was also just fresh out of school. I had recently finished and I always talked about how much I love school. I support people who want to further their education. And I think it's an important thing if that's what's right for you. So I've always kind of hated the idea of big influencers completely discouraging school just because like that sounds like the cool thing to say. The cool thing to say is like, fuck school. I'm a millionaire. I didn't need it. Okay, well, that's you. But like, what if there's someone out there who has a particular job aspiration where they need that education? And I just really didn't like the whole discouraging it because that's like cool. So I was trying to counter that by doing tuition giveaways, but giveaways in the style of people doing giveaways on YouTube, which is always like life hacks, clickbait, school pranks or something was the video concept. And then I'd like announce that I'm giving away tuition. So that's how it started 5 years ago. And I guess I've matured. I have matured. My audience has matured.
Yes.
Too. And now my way of giving back to students has matured in a way because it's a more formal process that can last forever.
Yeah. Look at us all growing up. Too old for the internet at this point, maybe. No.
I don't think. Oh, sorry. Go on.
No. I was just going to say, yeah, like looking back to those first videos, it was very reactive to what we sensed other YouTubers were doing, which was sort of discounting the importance of education.
Jake Paul's music video sticks out to me. My teacher never taught me how to, or whatever.
Yeah, and like he's an easy target to get mad at. But for me, it was more like there were some female content creators like making like school hack videos that were about like how to make your notebooks pretty, and some of them even included like how to cheat at school and like it was like we're talking like Nikki and Gabby and people like that, and like I get they're kind of young and dumb maybe,
and they might have changed since then, so I don't feel like dragging them now makes any sense.
But it was pretty prolific at the time to see content like that, and I think we had like in one of those videos where you'd done it, we'd even Googled like school hacks. What are the top results when you like look at like what YouTubers are teaching young people about school?
A lot of them were
cheating.
And
it was those videos.
Yeah.
It was videos like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were very reactive. I know we've both gotten some criticism over the years of being like too pro school.
Well, people interpreted it as you must go to university in order to be smart like me. That's what people decided to interpret my pro-education stance, which I feel like is just really unfortunate that that's what some people took away from it, because really I was just trying to offer a counter to what I felt was incredibly damaging. I don't think it's a good influence on people to make music videos about teachers are useless and you should throw things at them, or here's how to cheat in school. And, you know, me just saying like school can be cool, I don't think should be interpreted as saying that if you don't do that you're in the wrong. I think I've always kind of expressed, although maybe I haven't had as long as a period of time like the podcast, for example, which is a more recent thing, but my heart has always been like, if that's what you want to do, don't listen to these people discouraging you and telling you that school isn't cool.
And it's kind of hard to have a nuanced conversation about this in some ways, because there are a lot of really young, successful people that found that success not through the more sort of traditional route of getting higher education. And we're not in the US context where we're getting a university education
Costs
is
like $100,000.
stupidly overpriced and people go into crippling debt, student loans that are predatory, having to pay them back. So I think we were a little sort of ignorant of that sort of side of the conversation.
Well, that's honestly how I learned a lot more about it.
Yeah.
The cost of U.S. tuition. It was during that era 4 or 5 years ago where I was like researching it and learning about it. Yeah. Because why would I think about that previously too?
Yeah, and I get it. And we're absolutely not saying that everyone should go to university.
No, I've never said that.
I mean, I like the idea of a society where everyone has the opportunity
if they wish,
go if they want to.
But it's always about matching what kind of outcomes you want in life. If you want to be a doctor or a lawyer, I'm just picking the most obvious, like whatever jobs. But like you want to work in the criminal justice system in some capacity, you should look at what degrees, if any, or maybe it's a college degree, is required for those particular positions. That's always been my advice. I've even like retweeted StatCan information and research papers on like what particular degrees lead to what outcomes and what financial outcomes, because that's what people are often interested in.
Yeah, if you're looking at it completely pragmatically like that, there's a shortage of skilled tradespeople in some industries where if you're purely only motivated by money, it might actually be in your interest to consider
trades in college,
less specialized things like that. But I do also sort of have this view of, I like the idea of people going to university to get higher education because I think it just it gives you skills that can apply to every aspect of your life. And
or
I think
college, just
sure.
Sorry, we use the word university because that's more common in Canada, but there's also college in Canada.
Yeah.
But college is often like more skills and trades programs. Not always. There's like arts colleges.
But just like even the sort of skills you learn from doing any like sort of like arts undergrad degree of learning how to make an argument well or communicate ideas. I think most people would be better off with at least some level of that if they're not getting it from mandatory levels of schooling below that, like high school.